In the 5 years I've been hosting Your Music Live, I've listened to thousands of your independent home recorded music tracks. So I think I've learned a thing or two about what it takes to make a great indie recording. So in this video, I'm going to give you 10 things to think about that might just make your recordings the best they can be. Let's go. Hi, my name is Pete and welcome to the Studio Live Today podcast on location here in Dinner Plain, Victoria. Yes, I'm up here on a family snow trip, vacation, holiday, and yes, my first time in more than 20 years in this sort of environment. And yeah, let me tell you, it's pretty chilly. What are we talking about today? Well, I'm going to share with you 10 things that I've learnt over the time that I've been listening to your music. If you don't know, I do a weekly show called Your Music Live, where I play 30, 40 sometimes of your independent tracks. And over that time, I've learnt what works and what you could probably work on if you want to make your songs even better. So let's dive in now with number one, which is this, that everyone starts somewhere. In fact, I like to say everyone starts at zero. Everyone, when they first start creating music, they don't have experience. You don't know what you don't know. Your mix might be a bit messy. You might be a bit raw. And you know what? Sometimes that's actually extra good. Sometimes that can actually add to the quality and it can add to that just live vibe and feel of your songs. In fact, some folks, when they get more experienced, tend to lose a bit of that vibe. So when you're starting out, don't be discouraged and don't not submit a song because you're like, oh, this is too raw, this is not processed enough, this is not polished enough. Just go for it. Number two, a great vocal can really elevate your track. So you might be thinking my drums are a bit out of beat, maybe my guitars are a bit messy, maybe my beat's not what I want it to be. But if you put that passion into your vocal, I'm telling you, passion beats production and polish every time. Maybe there's a PPP, passion over production and polish. But honestly, if you put the passion into your vocals, it will pay dividends and you'll have great tracks. That's what I hear every week on Your Music Live. Number three, and on the flip side, is that overproduction can definitely kill the vibe. So have you heard those songs where you just hear that there's maybe too much compression, too much reverb, too much delay, too much EQ, too much energy has been put into fixing it in the mix? Have you heard that used before? Fix it in the mix. Yeah, don't fix it in the mix. Get your song recorded the best you possibly can right up front. Because overproduction, it really can squash it. And yeah, don't get me started on AI production, because have you heard the AI vocals? Have you heard that horrible overcompressed sound that just has those artifacts in there? Oh, it's just no bueno. So yeah, don't be afraid to be a bit raw, to live on the edge. You don't have to EQ every single track every single time. Just see how you go. Big truck. Originality beats trend chasing every day and twice on Sunday. And we've seen this in recent times, the loss of risk-taking and originality in music creation and music production. Everyone wants to create the next big thing. They want to follow the trends. They want to be just like last successful artist name, instead of putting their own creative spin and heart and soul into it. Well, I'm here to tell you that especially in the indie scene, and especially if you're not chasing the millions of dollars and the bottles of Cristal into club, yeah, don't spend your time trying to chase the trends and trying to be like everyone else. Be your own individual, independent self. That's what indie is all about, after all. Let's talk about your mix. Your mix matters, but it's not as important as you probably think it is. You've probably been watching mixing tutorials, and look, I'm guilty of this too. I do tutorials about mixing, and here's the power of compression and reverb and EQ and put a flanger on everything. But really, that lo-fi sound, I've been moved by a single guitar and vocal recorded live with zero production and zero mixing, more than someone who's put 100 tracks and put so much processing effort into it. So not always. Sometimes you do want to add a little bit of special something to your mixes, but more often than not, folks are overdoing it. It's a bit like recording levels. A lot of people came from the analog days where you recorded too loud and now they don't turn it down enough. These days, I think people forget that back in the day, if you wanted to add a reverb unit to a track, you had to physically have an external, that's why we call them plugins, because you plug it in and you record with it. But these days, because you can technically put multiple plugins on every single track, people do, without often realizing why they're doing it, and without actually realizing what it's going to do to their mix and is it actually going to improve it. So, yeah, focus on your mix, but it's probably not as important as you think it is. Before we talk about number 6, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Why am I holding my microphone like an 18-year-old TikToker? It's because I dropped it. And the clip no longer is attached, so I can't clip it to myself. So yes, I'm doing that Instagram, TikTok young person thing. So if you're like, Pete, you look ridiculous, I'm sorry, I'm going to attach a magnet to it when I get home. But for right now, it is what it is. It's the best that we can do. So let's talk about our next one, and that is that genre is not that important. Here's the thing. When I do Your Music Live, often myself and others, we get roped into this discussion about, oh, what genre is this? What artist does this remind me of? Who is this song like? Really, it doesn't matter. Authenticity trumps genre every time. And yes, I do like saying the word genre. Genre? No, it's definitely genre. So yeah, don't worry about whether you are a lo-fi artist or an EDM artist or a folk artist or a punk artist. Just make your music. And again, like the whole don't be like everyone else, just make your own authentic music. And it doesn't all have to be the same. And sometimes it is the same. And the other thing is, remember, we got 12 notes in the Western scale. Your thing's not going to sound completely different to everyone else's. So don't stress yourself worrying about, I sound too much like this person or too little like the person I was trying to be. Just be you. You're the best you out there and always will be. Let's talk about lyrics. Now, not every submission to Your Music Live is a song. We do get a lot of pieces of music, a lot of instrumentals that are submitted, but a lot of them are songs and have lyrics. And I'm going to make 2 very contrarian and contradictory statements right now in a row. Your lyrics don't matter as much as you think they do, and your lyrics are really important. Now, how can 2 things be true? What are you talking about, Johns? Well, here's the thing. If you're writing something and you're a singer-songwriter and you want to convey a message, your lyrics are the most powerful weapon. Well, let's not call it a weapon, that's violent. Most powerful tool that you have in your arsenal. Let's not call it an arsenal. In your kit bag that you can actually deploy. However, think about some of the great songs that you know, and think about Su Su Sulio. Think about Ning Nang Nong Nong Ning Nang Nong Nong Ning. I know I use these every time, but sometimes if it's just a pop song, it's just a summer vibe, you can just go, whatever. Who put the wop in the wop de bop de bop? Who put the chang in the walla walla bing bang? And that's okay. And other times, if you're trying to actually sell an emotion or create a feeling, then lyrics are the most important thing of all. So don't undervalue your lyrics, and definitely don't overvalue your lyrics. Does that make sense? And while we're on the topic of lyrics, let's talk about storytelling. Not every song has to tell a story, as I just mentioned, but songs that do tell a story, they really do hit different, don't they? I'm thinking about artists like the Chandler Brothers, when they wrote the song for their mum. That really hit me in the feels. We've had artists that have written songs about folks who have passed, and they're just absolutely amazing tributes to them, about topics like depression and anxiety and things where you're just like, yes, I feel this along with this character. I know exactly what you're talking about in this song. So telling a story and bearing your soul. My most popular song of all time is one called Anxiety, which I wrote about my struggles with anxiety, funnily enough. And when I wrote it, I didn't really think much of it. I was just like, here's the story of what I went through and this is what I was feeling. And the number of people that have said to me since, I feel exactly the same. And I say I both love and am very saddened by how many people can relate to that song. But if you are a songwriter and if you are telling a story, and it doesn't even, it can be a fun story. Think about she got her daddy's car and she cruised to the hamburger stand now. Seems she forgot all about the library like she told her old man now. You can tell a story of fun, of hope, of love, of loss, of sorrow, but just be true to it. Like, just tell the story, because people will really honestly relate to you if you tell an honest story. Or make one up, create a character. Ben Folds does this all the time. Create a character and make up a story about them. It doesn't have to be autobiographical. Hint. I swear I'm going to plummet into one of these footholes here, so I'm going to walk back down the hill very carefully. Number 9, confidence is audible. So if instead of me saying, I'm definitely going to step in one of those, if instead I said, I could clearly see the clear path ahead and I got no problems here, yeah, you can hear that, can't you? You can hear the confidence in someone's voice, and it's the same in music. I've often said that you can hear when someone is singing within themselves at 100%, at say 80%. And you can hear the difference if someone is giving it their all, singing at 100%, not leaving anything in the tank, really belting it out. And look, confidence can be learned. Confidence, what's the old saying? Fake it till you make it. Now, am I saying that you should pretend that you're great and therefore you will be great? Greatness will be thrust upon you? Not necessarily, but you can definitely hear it. And the amount of times, I've said this, that there are some artists that when they first shared a song on Your Music Live, I was like, whoa, this needs some production. This needs some help in terms of the tuning of the instruments, some basic stuff like that, the chord progressions. But what I can't fault them on is the passion, is how that they're giving this their all. They are very confident. Now, there is a fine line here, because there's something I like to call American Idol syndrome. And what that is you are so confident that you don't see the areas you can improve. And the reason I call it American Idol syndrome is, you know those contestants on American Idol where clearly their mum or a well-meaning relative of some sort has said, you've got an amazing voice, you should be the next star, you should go on American Idol. And they're never actually told any of their flaws, they're never told anything that they could work on. So they go into this thinking they're the best, and then Paula Abdul or Simon Cowell or Kyle Sandilands or some idiot, love you Paula, someone says, actually, you suck. And they didn't realise that. Why? Because no one had told them that. So that's the flip side. That's the evil side of it. But I don't want that to take away from the fact that if you do exude confidence, people hear that, feel that, sense that, and it comes through in your music. So if you are confident, and if you can, put that confidence out to the world, even if it just means singing with passion, sing like no one's listening, dance like no one's watching, then yeah, it is audible. And you know what I mean. If you've listened to the show, you will know the people that just let go and do it versus those of us that can't. And I say us because when I started out, I couldn't. The reason I could hear this is that when I first started, I wasn't confident, honestly. So it took me a while to actually get my mojo. But now I listen to the songs I sang where I was singing a bit like this, and I wasn't really hitting notes. And now, if you just belt it out, there's a difference. You can hear it. So, be confident. Nothing like just saying, be confident. If only that was the solution to everything in life, just do it. Finally, number 10. And yes, this might sound like a bit of an advertisement for why you should watch Your Music Live, but the more you listen, the more you learn. And I've definitely found this a heap doing the show, is that listening to the different artists, the different genres, the different types of musicians that we have here as I slide down the hill, really has helped me in my music production. It's really improved the diversity of my listening. I'm leaving all this in, of my listening experience. And there's been so many cool techniques that I've learned. So I was never a big R&B or electronic music artist, but there's so many great R&B electronic music artists that have shared music on Your Music Live that I feel like that some of my songs that I've created more recently have some of the vibe to it. The same with like heavier music. I was getting right down a folky acoustic vibe, and only recently did I start listening to more of the heavy music that has been shared on Your Music Live. And if you've heard my Songtember songs, things like Choices, yeah, you can hear a lot of that vibe in there. I wanted to make a song that sounded like Tool because we had some amazing artists that were sharing music that was a lot heavier than the stuff that I was producing. So it really is, when you consider it, 30, 40 songs every week, you're hearing artists from all over the world with different instrumentation, different genres, recording on different platforms, recording different songs, different types of songs, collaborating with other people as well, so creating these wonderful collaborations. It is just amazing. So, yeah, I highly recommend it. I've loved doing it for 5 years. I hope I get to do it for another 5 years. Come and join us. Come watch Your Music Live. It's rad, I promise. So, what do you think? If you're a regular Your Music Live listener, if you tune in every week, what have you learnt? What have been some of the highlights of the last 5 years for you? Or if you're just new to the channel and new to the show, what have been your highlights thus far? If you've never seen an episode of Your Music Live, come and join us. We're sponsored by these folks at DistroKid, and I recommend them because you can get your music out there to the world, and you can save 7% off right now on any DistroKid plan using the link in the description. But the beauty of being able to share your music is that we can play it. So if you share it on something like slaps.com, if it's on YouTube Music, if you do a YouTube video, we can share that and we can put that on the show. So come and join us, won't you? I'll be back next week. I'll be back live with a live Your Music Live. You'll find links to that and all the other live shows we do here on Studio Live today down in the description. I would love your comments. Please leave your comments down there as well. Until next time, folks, I'm going to go warm up by the fire. Please be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, keep creating. I'll see you next time.